Hello everyone and welcome to this Canva newsletter design tutorial for beginners, where we'll be showing you how to design a newsletter here on Canva. As you can see, we have our Canva open and there are two ways to do this. One of the options is to go through the search option to search for newsletters. So if you're a beginner and you're still looking for inspiration, you could use the search feature to search for newsletters, right? So here we have the options: newsletter email, March newsletter, April newsletter. So we can simply select search for newsletter, right? Now, as you can see here on Canva, we have about 4,000 Canva templates for newsletters. And if you're a beginner and you're looking for inspiration, you could go through these different designs. As you can see, they have different color patterns, different themes, and you could go through and choose which you prefer. Now, of course, because there are different designs, you could get confused. But what you can do about this is to star the ones you feel are interesting, right? So you could decide to pick about 3 out of the lot of them. So we've starred on this one right here, and we're starring on this one, and we'll be also starring on this one, right? So we have a 3 right here, and we could go over to where our favorites are and choose from them over time. However, if you're not having any problem selecting and say you want to pick this one, you could click on it. And this is going to show you a preview of how it looks like. Of course, as you're trying to have a preview, you will be seeing others which you could pick from. And this is also good because it means you have a lot of options. Now, of course, you could go ahead and click on customize this template to proceed with it. So click on customize this template. And here we have our newsletter ready for us to use. Of course, this is something that has been designed by someone else. And like we said, this is quite minimalistic. And if this is your taste, you can go ahead and make some changes. The first change you want to make is to change the name of this newsletter to keep things organized. So we could highlight all of this and say newsletter V1. This could be your newsletter V1. Say you're trying to design 2 for your publisher to have a look at or for you to decide upon later in time. So we have newsletter V1, and here we're going to change some things. So when we zoom in, we could do this by clicking on Control and using the scroll key on our mouse, and this will take us closer to what we're looking at. We could decide to scroll up without pressing on the control, and this will take us up. And then here you have the name here and the date. We're going to try to change this by double clicking on it and then giving it a new name. So we'll be giving it a name, Stride and Soul. And of course you could put the date here as you may wish. And we can change a lot of things right here. So if we want to change the font of Stride and Soul, all we need to do is to come over here, select it, and then come over to where you have font. And we have different options right here. When we click on Bernoru, you can see it's changed here. We could change to League Spartan, and that has also changed. So this is how you can actually change the font. You could also change the font size, the font color. You could also change that too. You could make it red to give it a little pop. And now there are 2 ways you could actually add pictures here on Canva. So one option is to go over to your Windows Explorer using the drag and drop feature. So we'll be doing this right now. We're just dragging one right here and leaving it on the surface of where we want it to be. Now, of course, you can see it's right here, but not to worry. It's currently uploading and it's done uploading, but you can actually move this by clicking on it. And then when you hover over the area, you can see it right there, which is going to scroll up a little bit. Click and hold on it again, and then hover over it in the area you'd like to change it to be. And there we have our first picture added using the drag and drop feature. Now, of course, this says stylish. We could leave it as that. But say we're giving a newsletter for the fashion brand Stride and Soul, and we're selling shoes for all kinds, male, female, and children, right? Or kids or babies, right? So we have this, and we could say change it from stylish to unisex. So we have unisex right there. And you can see we have a nice combination of the colors. This is dark gray and this is light gray, but of course you could change it if you want. Then we can go ahead and add something right here instead of the lorem ipsum text to fill this place. So all we need to do is to double click on it, and we have some text on our clipboard, and we're going to paste it right now. Now this looks a lot All we need to do also is to reduce the size by going up here and making it smaller. This is currently 10 for the font size, and this fits in here nicely. Then of course we want to scroll down to the second part where we have another picture. Remembering the first instance we used the drag and drop feature. We could use the feature right here also on Canva by going over to Elements, then clicking on the search, and then we're going to search for women's footwear. So here we have photos. We're going to click on See All, and then we're going to choose something that we could use. So we'll pick this one. And right now, once again, it's everywhere. So we're just going to click on it and use the same trick we used before. Great. So now we have unisex and we have ladies. So we're going to change this to ladies. And then of course we want to change all of this. We triple clicked on it to select everything as a shortcut, and then Control V to paste what we have on our clipboard. Great, so we have the first part done and we have the second part done. And here we're going to be looking for something for the men. So we're going to click on this to select everything and then say men's. And then we'll be looking to add men's footwear right here. And we'll be using the drag and drop feature once again to place the image right here. All you need to do is to take it as we did before, hover over it while dragging on it, and we have something to use right here. And so again, we're going to be selecting everything, pasting what we have on our clipboard. So we have something for men, for the ladies, and unisex. And then of course you want to create more leads with your newsletter, so you can click on this arrow right here to have your CTA right here. So we'll be selecting this, pasting what we have on our clipboard. And so here we have stay updated, subscribe to our newsletter for exclusive offers, style tips, and new arrivals. Join us today. Now we can see that we have our beautifully made newsletter from a template. However, if you want to make your own newsletter from scratch, you can simply click on this add page, and this will add a blank new page. From there, you can add different components using the element section, text, upload, tools in order to design your own newsletter from the inspiration we have right here. This is the alternative way of designing your newsletter, but from what we have right here, you can go over to your share button at the top right corner, click on share, and then you can click on the download option, then decide the version you'd like to have for this newsletter. After downloading it, you can now use it and share it on whatever platform you may have available to your disposal in order to give your newsletter the right exposure. At this point, we hope you're able to design your Canva newsletter using templates, or of course using the blank one with the features available here on Canva. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.